Couple of days ago, I saw a very fun video by my good friends Chris F and Nightmare Effect. I will leave a link to it in the description so you can check it out. Really fun. They were making a tier list for Street Fighter 6, ranking the characters based on difficulty. Which characters are easy, which characters are hard, that sort of stuff. And I know it's an interesting discussion. A lot of people will ask like, should I pick this one up? Should I pick that up? And others will even like, you're using your scrub, you know how it goes. And it's certainly like an interesting point even in the game itself, as the game is saying that this character is easy, this character is hard, but I do have some fundamental issues with the concept of characters, like specific characters being easy or difficult. And I think it's very relative, and there is no such thing in all things. In all honesty, to be honest, I mean, sure, this Guile combo requires more execution than me doing like an easier Akuma combo that probably deal more damage, and the Terry one is certainly easier. And sure, you can tell me, Mura, just become Mai, throw OD fans, rush in, go for the low and overhead, carry to the corners, throw loops in, or pick up Bison, put a bomb in, and now your next combo is gonna do like 7k damage. And sure, like you can look at these things and say that makes the character easy, but I do think that there is a lot more to the discussion than simply that. Right? In Street Fighter 6, I played a ton of different characters throughout its life cycle. I played Luke, I played Marisa, I played DJ, Manon, Bison, Terry, Mai, and Elena. So I played a ton of different characters, and throughout the years, a ton of different other characters as well, right? So I think there's a lot more to this discussion. Now let's first address the biggest elephant in the room, right? This is Street Fighter 6. And when it comes to Street Fighter 6, what matters the most is how you use the game mechanics. This matters more than who you are selecting on the character select screen. Everyone can do pretty much the same things, it's just like how easy or hard or how good or bad are they at it, but you need to know how to play the system, right? I feel like that's fair, that's something that is fair to say. But let's address some of the other things, right? I mean, sure, you can say that Dhalsim or like Guile are harder characters to play than Bison. Sure, right? But let's say that we have a situation here where you're fighting against a DJ, and DJ is doing like a drive rush, close range drive rush jab at you. I mean, you can interrupt it, but maybe sometimes you will get counter hit. But in this situation where Guile or like DJ is going for the drive rush, I think Guile is actually really good at that because he is crouching, you already have like charge, so you can easier react flash kick than you can react jab. Say that if you compare Guile to Mai, it's certainly much easier if you're in this situation to react with a flash kick than it is to react to Mai. I play DJ, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to it. It was if I'm crouching, you don't get to drive rush at me. That was actually really good. When on the other hand, a character like Bison, you have to check it or you have to guess for the perfect parry, and that's it. Otherwise, like you have to hold the mix-up. Another situation that was commonplace is when you fought like a character like Guile, right? Again, Guile would throw a fireball and then drive rush behind it, and maybe he will do like a drive rush bazooka, drive rush crouching medium kick, whatever. If I'm using a character, any character in this game, the correct answer is perfect parry the boom and then interrupt his upcoming attack, and typically you will get a punish. But when I used to play Terry, one of the things that was really cool is if I perfect parried, or even if I didn't get the perfect parry and I was at a relatively closer distance, I was able to get the regular parry and then OD uppercut. And depending on the distance, Guile may have not been able to drive rush and block. Remember, it takes longer to drive rush block than it does to drive rush attack. So I was able to get punishes on him, something that say a Manon will not be able to do, or maybe she will have to use like a super, but typically most of the reversal supers are a little bit slower. So in that sense, characters like Manon, who I do think is supposedly like seen relatively, relatively people think Manon is like kind of like an easy, straightforward to play. But now you have to hold like drive rushes, you have to hold fireball drive rushes, you have to hold stuff on defense. And I do think the same goes for a character like Bison. Drive rush cancels. Say that you're fighting a Ken and he's going for a crouching medium kick drive rush. Sure, he can go for the crouching medium kick drive rush jab and goes for the grab. Everyone have to deal with it. maybe he will go for a frame trap and go for like a drive rush into a standing heavy, and if you got frame trapped, if you got got, you now are eating a ton of damage. If your character have an OD reversal, you simply don't have to deal with that. Like if I'm Cammy here, I can just mash my OD reversal, and if he ever went for the gap, he gets punished, otherwise I'm cool. While others who have slower reversals or don't have a reversal at all, they kinda have to hold it. And remember, this opens a door to stuff like drive rush cancels into overhits or lows. So characters that don't have reversals, they have it much harder on defense. And this is Street Fighter 6, this is a snowbally game. So while yes, I can say that Bison can be easier to command sometimes than Terry, defending myself as Terry is way easier than defending myself as Bison. So I can't in good conscience, and as someone who played both of them, I can't in good conscience tell you, Terry is hard, Bison is easy. I don't think it quite work out that way, right? There are even like more nuance discussions. Hey there, hope you're enjoying the video. If you're liking the video so far but you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I mean, we got an amazing team going up, join the Mura's EX-Men. We even got like the Emma and Magneto combo, so you know we're gonna dominate. Excuse the silliness and enjoy the rest of the video. Like let's say that you're burned out and the opponent is about to do a drive impact. I played Manon, right? It was much easier to get Manon's level 2 as a reversal than it is to get her level 1, because her level 2 is to like a fireball backwards motion, so it's much easier to buffer this and get it out compared to just like getting the level 1, right? So characters like Ken, for example, whose level 1 Invul Super is on a backward motion, they have it a lot easier than characters that have to press forward. What I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of layers to the discussion. You have to take into account the execution of combos, the execution of the game plan, matchup spread, and just matchup knowledge in general. Like Dhalsim, yes, we could consider Dhalsim to be like a really hard character, but 99% of the player base don't know the Dhalsim matchup. You can coast away with Dhalsim. If you're like relatively good on defense, the opponents will not know what to do with your offense, and you can coast away, get way higher MR than like with other characters, simply because no one knows how to fight Dhalsim. Right? And when I talk about characters being easy to pick up or like harder to pick up, I also think your natural abilities as players and the synergy with the characters, that matters a ton. A character like Manon was super easy for me to pick up in Street Fighter 6 because I had the grappler fundamental. I used to play a character like Armika. I have that sense of when to go for the command grab and when not to. Right? While on the other hand, I never was able to play Cammy or any dive kick characters in any game. I never was good with dive kicks in any fighting game, despite Cammy being kind of like a character that is on the simpler end, but she just doesn't click with me. And that's what I'm talking about here, right? For others, Zangief will come very natural, while for you, maybe Zangief is a struggle. Some people will have it very easy with Shotos, but tells them to play an easier character and they will not be able to pilot it. I think it's like, play what you like. I don't think any character is particularly easy or hard. I think everyone has their set of challenges, stuff that they do good, stuff that they do maybe easier than others, but there's certainly like difficulty to every single character. I don't like it personally to think about it because easy or hard, usually, especially if you're like seasoned, when you're starting to think about this is easy, this is hard, it comes in the condescending tone of like, oh my god, man, Ryu is so brain dead, they're just doing ape shit. That's what goes into your mind, and that's why I personally don't believe in the this is easy, this is hard. I think all characters have their own challenges. Some characters have easier offense, some characters have easier neutral, some have easier defense. It's all very relative, and again, it really depends on how you look at it. At least that's my perspective. Let me know your thoughts on the whole topic. Do you really think some characters are just flat out easier, I think Mai and Bison are easy to use. People are easy to because they're good, not because they're easy. Like you can say that Lily is easy to pilot, but like, are you winning with Lily? No. So like, does that really make her easier? Like, does easy or hard to pilot and easy or hard to win are like the same thing? No, they're totally different. And obviously the gameplay level matters as well. Anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts about all of this in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.